Okay, hi guys. Quick turnaround between Matchday 3 and 4. So we're now at the stage where we've got unlimited transfers again to set our team up for the knockout rounds. Just a quick look at our Matchday 3, which is when we used our 12th man chip. We used it on Cody Gakpo and he scored a goal, so it wasn't a failure. You know, you always want a sort of double figure hold at you, but there's not many of those floating around at the World Cup. So we'll take that. We had 4 Dutch players there, so we had triple Dutch defense and Gakpo. So that was a really nice start to the match day. And then like budget darling Sosa coming in again with another 6 points. More on him in a bit, but the rest of the team was very disappointing. We fortunately did get the captaincy right because we initially had it on. So what did we do? We had it on Mbappe, saw that he wasn't starting.
Yeah.
So changed it to Messi, so that doesn't count as a captaincy change because it was before both had played. Messi then, I mean, it could have been much better because he won the penalty, and then if he scored it, it would have been a good return, but obviously he missed that. So 3 points for I know we've got to change the captain, and it was between really Masala and Ziyech, so we chose the right one there. So having a great tournament is the Chelsea guy, but and Morocco look a decent team. I think we sort of talked about before the tournament, didn't we? They could be one of the teams to bring a surprise, and I think they'll give Spain a good game.
Yeah, they had not conceded a single goal under their manager until match day 3, which was an Aguerd own goal, and you don't have to guess who had Aguerd in their own team.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I had Hakimi, so but that's not quite as bad.
Yeah, Hakimi got an assist, I think, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did. So we're trudging along, and no great shakes in the overall rank, but there's still time to make it up. So on to match day 4. So we're in the knockouts now. Before we choose our team, I think the thing that strikes me is that there are a lot of favourable fixtures here. There's not many heavyweights playing each other, or any, to be honest. You'd fancy all the big teams, so-called big teams, to progress. Now, obviously, this is the World Cup of shocks, so I probably just shot myself in the foot with that.
Yeah,
and we're going to see the likes of South Korea and all kinds of teams in the quarters, but you still got to play the percentages, I guess. So obviously, I think what we should do first is get rid of the players who are definitely out. Although looks like there's only 2 actually in our team.
We can always consider keeping your 4 million goalkeeper if you want to save money. That's just a suggestion. I'm not saying I'd do it, but it's a suggestion. People might do that.
They might, but what I sort of worked out last night was that you get an extra 5 million for the knockouts, which is a nice little surprise.
Merry Christmas to us.
Yeah, obviously taking a leaf out of Champions League fantasy with that, so that's handy. And I didn't really struggle in my team to pick 15 decent players. So what I would so let's start with Masaya. He's obviously not in the tournament. And if I look at the fixtures here, which look plum. Now, Argentina probably have the easiest fixture, I'd say.
I'd say I would not even just look at fixtures. I would look at who's most likely to go further, like to the final. Like, what are their quarterfinal fixtures? What are their semi? Because we don't have a wild card, do we? So we've got to look at who's got fixtures further on. And the best on paper for me was Brazil, because they had Korea, and then they have the winner of Japan and Croatia. Now, Croatia are a decent team, but I would fancy Brazil to beat them. Argentina have, you just mentioned there.
It's they've got Australia and then probably Holland, the Netherlands.
Holland.
Yeah.
So it's a tougher one, a little tougher for me than Brazil. I do rate Holland. That's just me solely. But, you look at those and think, I would like 3 Brazilian players for sure.
Okay. The thing with them is which, I suppose. So we've got no Neymar. We've had Richarlison doing well in the early stages.
Yeah. He's a cheap striker, is Richarlison.
Yeah. So he is number 1, isn't he? They've been resting him and preserving him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, let's just see what Vinicius' class does.
He's 10.5, I think.
He's cheaper than that, I think, Richarlison.
No, Vinicius is looking for.
Vinicius is
he's only forward as well.
Vinicius is expensive, Neymar's expensive, but he's injured anyway. Richarlison, I'm barely certain is cheap.
Yeah,
Okay, well, in terms of front line, I think so we're talking about a third striker then. I think Mbappe is an absolute must. He's just, he's the best player in the tournament. I would stick with Messi personally, but you can probably talk me out of it. I mean, it is Australia.
It's Australia, though. Yeah, it's Australia. And then
I think Australia could play 1-4-4 and just have Suter on defence and not concede.
I was going to say they've done very well defensively. I know they shipped a few against France when they kind of came in, but other than that, they've done really well defensively.
I remember when Harry Suter came through at Stoke, and I thought he looks good, and then he just disappeared for 5 years, and now
had a bad injury recently. Had an ACL, but he's been out for almost a year, only just come back. So yeah, you'll see a lot more of him very soon. But it's a tough one really because we've got double Argentina as well. Are there better options that we can go for up top?
We have to ditch Di Maria. He looks about half a mile off the pace every match.
Yeah. I would. Yeah.
I think I've kept him in mind, but all he's done is get an assist, I think.
I just think there aren't many midfield options, are there? Ultimately, it's difficult because there aren't many many picks for midfield. Like there aren't many that stand out and think, he's got to come in. He's going to smash the knockouts.
Yeah, I think with forwards and defenders, it's a lot easier because you're thinking, right, that's a clean sheet. They're a solid defense, or up front, you're thinking like, they're leading the line. Midfielders, you're right, it does seem a bit of a dearth of options. Sorry. But okay, if we just stay on the topic of the strikers. So if we are keeping Mbappe and Messi, it's getting rid of Kramaric. Then it's actually not a bad fixture for them against Japan. But it's you still wouldn't fancy Croatia to score many. So it then becomes Richarlison. Gakpo again is another good option, I think, because he's obviously one of the young stars of the World Cup so far. I think he's scored in the last 3 games, is it?
Yes, scored in all 3.
So he's in form and he's confident, and he is their main striker. But if we're talking about getting 3 Brazilian, remember we do have transfers in between the rounds to sort this out. When you're talking about quarterfinals and things like that, we can always use transfers for that. But I do see what you're saying about Richarlison. So what is he? He is
7.
Yeah, that's very 7.5. So just put them in for now. Okay, so that's that done. Okay, at the back, we've got the triple up there of Dutch still. So
the big gamble on the Dutch. So I would consider selling Van Dijk for Thiago Silva.
Yeah,
Brazil haven't conceded a goal so far with their first team. I'm not counting Cameroon. They had a switch team. They had a second team out. I think that's the third. They've not conceded a goal in the first 2 game weeks. I agree.
I was just saying, having seen that, I'd prefer Marquinhos to Thiago Silva.
Did Marquinhos start the last 2 games? The first 2? Did he? If he did, then I'm okay with that. The only reason I suggested Thiago Silva because I know he started both, and he's maybe a threat in the air from set pieces.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Both are good, but Marquinhos is 0.5 cheaper in case we need it, and also he's been close with a couple of assists in the 3.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, he's a goal threat. He definitely scores for PSG. I was just going to say purely the 0.5 there. I think it's.
I've got no problem with that as long as we know he's going to start. I'm happy with that.
I would honestly keep Sosa.
Yeah,
so would I. Yeah, so would I. It's just a cheap enabler. He's a cheap enabler for me. I would also replace Sabali, the Senegal player. I'd replace him with Aguerd. I know he's just scored no goal, but he's 4 million and he's nailed in the Moroccan team.
I wouldn't get. I'd go Saiss over Aguerd or Hakimi.
I'd go an England defender, but
we've got Trippier already. To be fair,
yeah,
we need to get rid of him surely because I think there's a lot of.
You can get rid of him for though, Maguire.
I'd go Shaw. I don't think Shaw's got many people in for his place, and he's been really good.
I would agree with you in that I think Shaw is nailed, but at the same time, I think Maguire's due a goal. He's due a goal. He's
I mean,
come
yeah.
close a couple of times.
Yes,
He
he
normally saves it for the knockouts, if I remember correctly. He did it in the quarters in the Euros. He did it in the quarters in the World Cup 2018. He is due a goal. Get him in. That's my opinion.
Yeah, anyway, it's Shaw or Maguire for me. I think I might have got both for my team. Maguire's 5.5, Shaw is 5, though. That is a difference. Well, we can come back to the
We've just saved 0.5 on Marquinhos, to be fair. It depends. Yeah, it depends ultimately on other things.
I mean, he's been England's probably best player, Steve Maguire.
He
okay,
has
so
been excellent.
let's just get Messiah, he's definitely not going to play. Okay, so you're looking at here. I would like Bruno Fernandes personally. But that is a lot of money, or an England midfielder. Alex, you never seems to be big on England players, even though they're doing very well.
No. I wouldn't go that far. I'd be okay with. I think they've got a winnable game in Senegal. My only worry with England midfielders is I don't know who's going to start.
Yeah,
I don't know for certain who's going to play, because Gareth Southgate's been given a very difficult decision to make now.
Yeah, Rashford did his chances no harm, and Foden obviously played well when he came in.
Yeah. Rashford's a forward though, although I'd say him.
Oh, is he right? Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, is he going to bring Sterling back in? I know he scored in the first game.
This is the thing, right? Gareth Southgate is loyal, always has been, always will be. And based on that, I am assuming Sterling is going to come back into the team. He has never dropped Sterling previously. You know what I mean? He has always had faith in him.
I can see it's been quite a good game for Sterling as well, actually.
It's a frustrating one, is it? Because Sterling will play on the left, you'd imagine, and that's Foden's best position. I feel like it's going to be one of those two. I feel like he's going to pick one of those two, and there's going to be apoplectic reactions when Sterling starts and Foden's benched again.
But he did cater the pressure and play Foden against on the demand, against USA. Sorry, Wales. But yeah, let's see what he does. Remember, we can just transfer them before the game if we see the lineups like that.
And it's normally released in England as well. Normally, the press gets hold of who's starting and who's not about 24 hours before, don't they?
Well, there's that as well, yeah. But right up until kickoff, you can make the changes. As long if we pick Foden and see that Sterling starting, we could then just change to Sterling or change to Bellingham or whatever. And Bellingham will play, I'm sure of that.
Yeah, Bellingham.
He's but he's not got any returns since Matchday 1, has he? I think he was close against Wales.
Should have scored against Wales.
Yeah. Or anyway, okay. So I said England midfielders or Bruno Fernandes. I mean, as you say, there isn't a lot else. I'm looking through.
Just a reminder, is it 4 players from each team we're allowed now?
4 now, yes.
4, yeah, I thought so. Okay, that's good. It means we can load up on more.
Yeah, so we're not sort of like boxed out of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me sort by points because no, that's not right. What's going on here? Matchday points, sorry, total points. Right. Okay, so we've got Ziyech already in it. Olmo, I mean, I see that being a tough game for him. Freuler's a bit of a flash in the pan, although 5 million is a nice enabler. Alex McAllister, Brighton legend.
I looked at McAllister as well, just because he's a midfielder who's actually scored.
It's been a great tournament for Brighton players, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a hard one, really.
I'd like Matoma, but he's a forward.
Story of this game, isn't it? I'd like him, but he's
too many forwards. There's too many people.
Shaqiri. Ship sailed.
Yeah,
who have they got again? Portugal. Hey, Portugal aren't the best defensively.
So you're not bring on Bruno?
Oh no! I thought we'd put Bruno in already. Yeah, I'd have Bruno. I'd have Bruno over Di Maria. That's how much I'd have Bruno in. I'm more, yeah.
We can have, with this budget, we can have both, and with 2 million in the bank. So
excellent. I was going to say, yes, this is good. It means we can upgrade it Sousa or Aguard if we want to.
I really
or Milinkovic, the goalkeeper. Let's upgrade the keeper. Let's get a proper keeper in.
Yeah, let's
in it.
I would say so. The two
I'm
keepers I got for Noppert and Martinez actually.
I'd go Allison.
Yeah, 6 million.
I'd go Allison personally, just
Yeah.
because I think he's got a better quarterfinal fixture. But I can, if I'm happy to be outvoted on that. Adam, your thoughts, Martinez or Allison?
Yeah, I'd go
If one's
Allison.
over.
I do not trust this Argentina side at all.
Okay, so Allison wins that vote. So we've got what have we got? We've got double Brazilian defense, which I'm quite happy about. We've got double Dutch defense, which I'm quite happy about. We've got England coverage in the defense. Again, I'm happy. We've got no more budget, so we can't really do anything else unless we want to downgrade someone like a Di Maria or an Olmo or even an Mbappe or Messi. I don't know if anyone wants to do any of that, or are we happy with what we've got here? We've got Perisic as well. I don't mind Perisic. I don't mind him.
No, I don't mind either. Do we want Ziyech against Spain? Probably.
I don't think it'd be the worst. Spain are a difficult one. Like every time I watch Spain, I watched the only game I watched in full of Spain was that 7-0.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it was a bit of a red herring. I saw highlights of the Germany game, and Germany created loads of chances, it seemed, in that second half, and only scored one. And then they lost against Japan. I don't know with Spain. They make me nervous. I feel like they may be a red herring, really, and that wouldn't mind going against them.
I mean, I could be persuaded not to have Olmo, for example. I mean, what about like Bergwijn or Berghaus or if we can, yeah, no, we can. Like a Dutch. Although I think USA are a decent team, so I'm not.
Yeah, they are.
That's one of the fixtures I can see an upset in actually.
I think
I've been hovering over Christian Pulisic for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe just for this fixture, but I don't think the Dutch had a very easy group. They didn't impress in it.
I think it's with the Dutch. I think that this is why I don't want any Dutch forwards, but want a defense. I think they're solid defensively. I think they've got a good chance keeping a clean sheet. They might go out, but it might be 0-0 and lose. Are
they solid defensively, or were they just in a bad group? Because they conceded.
You could say that, but historically under Van Gaal, Dutch side's defensively strong. In the 2014 World Cup, they had about 3 penalty shootouts in the knockout through 0-0.
As a long-time studier of Van Dijk's body language, I don't think he rates his defense much.
But while he's there, he's
doing a lot of pointing and a lot of scowling. That doesn't fill me with confidence.
Him and De Bruyne are both of them miserable.
We've only got 2 though. Dumfries is obviously an attacking threat, and Knopper's a cheap keeper.
Yeah,
so we stick with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure when I get Aguero myself.
I prefer Hakimi. He's got more of attacking threat.
Well, we can't afford him.
Who
can we afford? No one, because Agua's 4 million, so we'll have to downgrade Olmo.
That's what I was thinking. Olmo to Bellingham, maybe.
Don't mind it.
If we can afford it, if we have any cash left over.
Yeah, because almost 8 million, which is quite a lot, isn't it?
How much is Bellingham?
7.5.
So can we find a 4.5?
Okay, so then I go to defender, affordable.
Good luck.
Okay, Ben. Alex Telles. Is he
Alex Telles got injured in the last game.
Sorry, yeah. Did he? All right.
I'm not sure if he got subbed off, but he definitely got injured.
Because Alex Sandro I did have a niggle. That's why, one of the reasons why Telles came in. But
he's not done it yet, but he's 4 mil, and I've got him in my team. And it looks quite Diallo, who's plays for Southampton, but also Senegal, in case that's a bad game.
I just don't like Senegal, really, because they're going out. And I'm not just saying that because I'm England biased. But
okay, yeah. Marcus Acuna.
Now that might just be it. He's starting, isn't he? I'm sure he's playing overtime with Pico last 2.
I don't rate this guy at all for the record, but he is Argentina. Okay, so
I got a -1 in game week 3. What?
Yellow card, probably.
Yellow card. Yeah.
Hang on a minute, but so he clearly didn't start then.
No, he did. Did he?
You can't get a. That makes no sense whatsoever. I'm checking if he started.
Yeah, the points of this game are a bit different to let me just get what day was that on?
I think it was Tuesday. Hang on, I'm going back. I'm checking. Acuna. He got booked on 49. So I'm guessing got subbed. I'm sure. Yeah, he got subbed on 59 minutes. Oh, that hurts if you're an Acuna owner. So yeah, subbed on 59 minutes and got booked on 49. That's the minus. That explains the -1.
So he started the last two though. He didn't play against.
He didn't
Saudi
play
Arabia.
against Saudi Arabia. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go in. I mean, it's very hard to see Australia actually scoring. Obviously they could. Famous last words, but the quality difference of those sides is huge.
I'm just worried if Acuna is going to start. I don't rate that Argentina manager for what it's worth, and he loves a good rotation. He's been chopping and changing his side. Like, it would not surprise me at all if Tagliafico came back in. But we can wait and find out and then change.
Yeah,
I guess.
wait. I think we just wait and find out. I mean, they're one of the early games, aren't they? So we'll have time to switch them out. So it's okay to have a couple of players like that in. I think. He is very attacking, Acuna. He just lacks quality, I think, in the final third. Like, he's always there on the left, putting crosses in. I've very, very rarely seen him do anything good, but if he gets 6 points, happy days.
To be fair, Scaloni actually said in the press conference, in an interview, I'm just looking now, the reason he literally said he took Acuna out because he was on a yellow card.
Right.
And Tagliafico did well. So if he doesn't get booked, then he shouldn't get subbed, basically.
Yeah, okay.
But that is one to watch out for. I feel like I would be happy with Acuna if I knew he was nailed. I'd be delighted to have him, but I'm worried that he won't play.
Yeah, well, I think of the 4.5, the one that stands out, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is why you have a bench as well. A couple of players aren't going to fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is one more player I could float in for because he's cheap, and that would be Rabiot. Rabiot is 6.5. And I think he got that big haul against Australia where he got a goal and an assist.
Yeah, that's kind of a rare thing for him, though, isn't it? Because he's not typically an attacking player.
He's not typically a reliable player either.
Well, he's nailed in that team, though. To be fair, him
he's renowned for going missing, though. But then again, so was Pogba in the last World Cup, and he won it for him. So.
Well, Di Maria is renowned for going missing as well. He's in our team.
Why
is he still there?
Definitely his last chance.
Adam said it there. He said it.
With Di Maria, you can see Di Maria is looking for Messi all the time. So it could just be he just lays one off for Messi and Messi pings one in, and that's an assist. He's the next big name in this team, isn't he, beyond Messi? So I quite like that new guy, Enzo Fernandez.
I think he's one of those that will find himself, with the greatest respect to Benfica or whoever he plays for. I think he'll find himself at a very big club come the next couple of transfer windows.
Oh, yeah.
Someone was saying Real Madrid always sign like one or two big players off the back of a big World Cup. And he'll probably be one of them.
Okay, we'll stick with the Moroccan talisman then, Ziyech.
Not getting Enzo. I'm tempted to ditch Di Maria from my own team for Enzo Hernandez. You've kind of put him in my head now.
Well, he started the last game off the back of coming off the bench and scoring against Mexico. But like you were saying, Scaloni is a tinkerer.
Yeah, he is a tinkerer.
And he's young, Enzo Fernandez. Like, he did start very nervously against Poland. So I don't know. There's a slight doubt in my head that he might.
You've convinced me, Trystan. You've convinced me.
Yeah, he might fancy him as another impact sub again rather than starting. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be a bit of a surprise if he doesn't play, but with Di Maria definitely will, won't he? Okay, I think we're set then. Captaincy. Initially, what I look at and Messi then Mbappe is one option. I think
it's always Messi and Mbappe, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. Or it could be Mbappe then Richarlison when we could skip Messi,
or Fernandez,
or Bruno. Yeah, we've got quite a good.
Mbappe's a difficult one. I don't know. Mbappe's just...
How is Mbappe a difficult one?
Because he carries France. Surely Poland just put 3 men on him and tag him. Just put 3 men on him and tag him.
But I don't ever see him. I don't remember him ever having a bad World Cup game. Like, he just seems to turn up every single time for them.
Yeah, no. Having said that, if France and England go through, I'd be advocating for us to sell Mbappe for next game week because Kyle Walker's going to have him.
Well, so that was, I think, Trippier. Is that actually no? I think he probably will play Trippier. He should play Trippier
I
against.
think he's going to play Trippier. I think the only reason he played Walker 3 was to just get some minutes in him. I think he's going to go back to a back 4 and rest Walker.
Yeah,
and play the back 3 against France if it happens.
I remember Gary Lineker making the point on TV that like he can't afford Walker to get injured.
He's right. He's absolutely right, and I'm in complete agreement.
But anyway, we can cross that bridge later. For now. So let me have a look. So Messi, when's he play? Tomorrow? No, tonight. Is it tonight?
Messi plays
tonight. Yeah. Okay. So then France play tomorrow because the next game basically.
Yeah.
Up to you. I think Mbappe's got to be one of them because he's just that good. This World Cup.
I have a question. Who's scoring more points over the next two match days, Mbappe or Kane?
I'd still go Mbappe, to be honest. Like Kane.
Adam, you're thinking about it, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know, Rashford.
Okay, no, we'll stick with Mbappe. I've really shown my England bias in this chat, haven't I? Really have.
You could do Messi to Kane if you really wanted, but like,
oh no, I love him. I love Messi. He's got to stay, hasn't he? I think we've got a good team. To be fair, I'm not 100% convinced on that midfield. I'm not going to lie, but to be honest, I would be convinced whoever we had in that midfield. Because midfield is just a horrible position.
We've got Bruno's a lovely sub to have there. I think, like England scored 9 goals and Kane hadn't scored 1 yet. It's like that. It's like when Salah played that 9-0 and wasn't involved for.
Oh my gosh, goodness me, yeah.
Against Bournemouth, but at least he's been assisting, I suppose. He's the top assist maker in the competition, or joint top, I think. But yeah, he'll score sooner or later. It'd be like the Euros. He didn't score in the groups there, did he? And then
Kane, no, he didn't. He didn't score in the groups. Everyone was like, drop him. And he scored and he started banging them in.
Yeah,
just saying.
I've no doubt, England will get a penalty or something and he'll be off.
Would you a penalty? Would you a Maguire goal and would you a penalty?
Right. Well, that's the guarantee of approval, the seal of approval for Alex there that it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's happened it's happened at the Euros, happened at the World Cup.
Yeah, no, I mean, Maguire's been close a couple of times, to be fair. Okay.
Well, it's just, we've got to understand, set pieces are a huge part of Gareth Southgate's game. It's a genuine huge part of, especially against France. We play France. You do realise we are going to park the bus as much as we can, try and let Sterling loose on the counter-attack, and then play for set pieces. That's all we're going to do.
I think if you keep Mbappe quiet, you'll beat France. Like the France team is mostly him, to be honest. It's I don't think that they wouldn't.
I think that would be a very tight. I think that would be a very tight game. I would see extra time in that game. Actually, I think it would be very, very tight, low scoring.
I think England have a better team overall. It's just that they've got that star player.
They've got more winners. They've got more people who know how to win for their country. It's the problem, really. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day, isn't it? Hopefully, fingers crossed. If England get knocked out by Senegal, who are the African champions and can't be underestimated at any cost.
Even without Sadio Mane, they still made it through.
See, we should be beating them. They've got, Adam, come on, they've got Ilian and Dye playing for them. They've got Famara Diédhiou, haven't they? We can't be losing to, these are championship footballers. Great players, but championship footballers. We can't be losing.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. But it would be so England, wouldn't it? It would be so England.
Yeah, heavy favourites, of course. But yeah, it's not going to be a walk in the park. That's for sure.
Well, the fact that I'm sound confident really is a testament to how far the team has come, really, under Southgate. I want to give him credit. Finally turned us into someone where I feel more confident that we can beat teams that were expected to win in a knockout game. But anyway, I'm happy with that team. I think that should bring us a few points. Messi captain, we'll switch him to we'll switch him if needs be. Probably is I don't know. I do like Fernandes as a captain.
Convince me that Richarlison's a better captain option than Mbappe, perhaps.
I think Fernandes is better than both of them, personally. Again, Adam, can you break a tie here?
I don't know. And
We can maybe have this conversation once Messi, if Messi gets a goal or two, then we just keep it, don't we?
It would be great, wouldn't it? Just score a hat trick, Lionel,
Yeah.
and then we don't have to have this conversation. The fact that we've had to have this conversation multiple times says it all, really. Yeah.
So let's leave it in the hands of the gods, and if we'll chat about it tomorrow. See what happens.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck in the in Matchday 4.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.